Welcome back to the Turf Burn Podcast with your host Hayden Hayden, aka
Yo,
Turf and Burn, episode 5. Today we will be covering our professional football segment along with news and breakdown across all sports. Jumping right into it, we got the Texas Rangers update. Once again, they're below 500. They're second in the West, they're a game behind the Astros, and they're 4 and 6 in the last 10.
are we surprised? I can't sit here and act like it's not anything new. I mean, the Rangers are just destroying my hopes and dreams year in and year out. And do I think they're going to get back above 500? Sure, but we cannot be sitting behind the Astros, of all
No, it's
people.
terrible.
That's a nightmare. I hate that for
They're
everything, but
they're fighting for a wild card spot right
mhm,
now, which would be really nice to
no
watch
doubt.
after this long and just
Grueling season.
yes, it would be very rewarding for the fans,
Mhm,
I think. But yeah, that's really all we can look forward to right now,
mhm.
except pitcher Jacob deGrom has a chance on Thursday start to become the second fastest pitcher to 2,000 career strikeouts.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
So glad he's
And
doing it with us too.
yeah,
That's
he's been
exciting.
dominant. He says he wants to stay here.
Hmm.
He wants to stay healthy. He wants to win here. That's a guy I want to have on my
No
team.
doubt. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. Hopefully he'll stick with us. Hopefully, I don't know, he's getting kind of old, so hopefully, he'll stick around. But we'll see. Uh, yeah.
In other baseball news,
Hmm.
former pitcher Tommy John died Sunday at 83. Tommy John tried an experimental surgery 13 years into his career, now known as Tommy John
Hmm.
surgery, which massively extended the career length of pitchers. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, he's the reason that like so many guys today keep getting to play.
and they actually
Yeah,
come back better
yeah, usually.
after the ligament surgery.
Hmm.
So it was a really great
Yeah.
breakthrough for baseball and for
Hmm.
pitchers all over. And he went on to pitch another 14 years
Man.
after the surgery.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
living proof that it worked.
Huge rest in peace to him, man. That's a legend. I mean, that's changed the game of baseball for sure. So definitely rest in peace to him. And now we'll move on to some soccer news. We don't usually cover soccer, but
When it's a big name
when it's
like
a big
this, you
name,
have
we
to.
got to talk about it. Cristiano Ronaldo addresses his retirement. He says this is probably going to be his last year. I think that's probably the right move. Seeing him in the World Cup,
Kind of look
he
washed,
was
kind of looked like
he
he was in his
was
own
good,
place.
but not great. Not on the greatness that we've seen him in his last
And
several years of
once
his
players
career.
stop playing to their
Mhm,
standard, it almost leaves a bad taste in
mhm,
the fans' mouth. So you almost have to preserve your legacy a little
for
bit.
sure. And coming off that loss in the World Cup, I mean that was pretty ugly. There's just no production out of him in that last game, so I can kind of understand what he means. I hope that he does get to play out this year. I'm not even sure where he's at right now, but yeah, hopefully he'll play that out and yeah, hopefully I don't know. Hopefully he can cement
Hopefully
his
he's got
legacy
one
at
more
least a
good
little bit.
year
Yeah.
left.
Do I think he's the GOAT? No. I think that man wearing number 10 from Argentina is the GOAT. Messi, I think he's got him
Playing down in Miami
got him
right
by a
now.
good mile, but yeah. Moving on to some NFL news, Roger Goodell states there's no doubt that the NFL will have a team based outside the United States that could potentially host a Super Bowl.
What do you think about that?
I don't like
I
it.
don't like it either. It's gonna turn into like the MLB or NBA. I know it's probably gonna be a
Mm,
Toronto team
yeah.
because Canada's stable. I don't think
Mm,
they're gonna move across seas
yeah.
because the
I don't
flights would
know.
be
That's
crazy.
kind of
And then like
with
on top of that, I
yeah.
don't think that they'd go south just because of the lack of stabilization
Yeah.
in Southern American
Yeah.
countries.
I could see them going to Europe just with how many games we play. We do like the Belgium game, the every you know how it is with all these silly games we play over there. I think that's cool. I think it's a cool thing to do. And I like that we're doing it. It kind of broaden what the NFL is, make it more inclusive. But at the end of
I
the
think
day,
they're also looking for a market that's maybe not there.
that's kind of what I'm afraid of too. Is like, it,
Because when there's a game in like London or when there's a
mhm,
game in uh
there's a Brazil game. That's
yeah,
South
when they
America, but
play
still,
there, everybody's like, "Oh, let's go," because it's an NFL
mhm,
game because it doesn't happen all the time.
yeah,
Kind of like when the World Cup came here.
mhm,
There's so many Americans that were like, "Oh, let's actually try
right,
soccer now." But
myself included. Yeah,
but that's not going to be a weekly thing. The fan base is not there. Maybe it could be.
mhm,
I'm not saying it's not, but
right,
I also think the price of just traveling, like whenever we played overseas games, those guys would leave on the flights
mhm,
on Friday and
yeah,
Thursdays.
uh
And so, I mean, you're losing practice time. It costs money and fuel to get there and
yeah.
stay. And so I just think it's more of a hassle than anything if it's not going to be a close
I
team
could
like
see them doing it
Toronto.
in Toronto. I think that's probably the
I
best
think
option.
that's probably what they're looking at right
And I
now.
think that'd be cool. It's something to expand with, but I mean, how long has it been since the NFL's had an expansion?
don't they have to change their name now from the
Yeah.
National to the International
International
Football
Football
League?
League, the INFL. That'd be crazy, but
Because you got Major League Baseball. Well, you got the National
National Basketball
Basketball
Association. So,
Association. So
still
I guess you can lie a little
North
bit.
American nation. Yeah,
North
we'll count it.
American.
But yeah, I can see them doing that. I think it'd be cool, but I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's kind of my thought
And there's
process here.
yeah. So and here's raises the question:
Mhm.
who's gonna move? Because you have 32 teams. You can't just add
You
one
can't
team
make it
and throw
33. Yeah.
throw the equilibrium
Uh-huh.
off.
I mean, unless they do a up in
But I mean,
Yucatan or
you
something.
have
I don't
two
know.
you have two Los Angeles
Mhm.
teams. You have what, three teams in Florida that are all fighting over the same market. Honestly, and
Where are you
this
gonna
is
put
gonna
him?
suck,
Yeah.
but like when the Jags came in, their market wasn't there.
But at what point does the league become too big? Also, like we can't have if we add one, we got to add another just to make it even. Like
Yeah, and then all of a sudden now you have 17
yeah,
teams,
that's too much.
and so now yeah, it's just how yeah,
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I kind of see what he's saying, but I don't think it's a good idea.
I think if it happens, it will be a team moving, not a
Mhm.
team adding.
For sure. Yeah, just not enough room for more teams. Now we'll move into our newest segment on the show. It's going to be called Burn Notice, and we're going to do it every week whenever football's on. And pretty much we're just going to cover the studs of the week, the guys that perform the best, guys that we want you guys to know about going into, especially this week with preseason. Some guys that performed in preseason this week that going into next week, really excited to see. I'll start us off with quarterback Ty Simpson from the Rams. Went 21 for 25, 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. I said this before the season started that I think he's going to be the best quarterback out of this whole draft.
He gets a year to sit behind
Mhm.
MVP
Yeah,
Matthew Stafford.
yeah.
I mean,
I think that's perfect for him. I think he really went out and showed what he's capable of. He performed best out of any quarterback. Maybe Drew Aller maybe had a better week, but as far as like completion rate, he wasn't even close. So Ty Simpson was my guy this week. I was pretty impressed by his stats and just his composure in the pocket and his ability to make the play. Yeah, I was really impressed with him. And yeah, we'll move into the running back. So we're going to try to do it by position. If there's more than one guy, obviously we'll cover that. But we're going to go by position this week. At running back, we have from the Commanders, Katron Allen had an 85-yard performance with 1 touchdown. I think that's really good, especially for a rookie and just a guy who's,
really taking advantage of the opportunity that the organization gives you.
and at that position right there, on that team, it's wide open to be completely honest. And I think he definitely put his name in the hat of guys that are going to be able to fill that role this year. I think they have Austin Eckler still on the team.
And you got that Corey Cross.
Krosky Merritt, yeah, I'm excited about him too. I think there's a lot to look forward to at the running back position and for the Commanders. So yeah, I think he definitely added to that conversation too. Now we'll move on to the guy I was most impressed by this week was Ravens Jacoby Lane at wide receiver. What a performance!
He
looked like a seasoned veteran.
He was definitely fluid and comfortable out there.
I think he finished with 1 touchdown. I can't remember how many yards, but just what a game by him. I think he definitely is going to be a starter week 1.
And he was doing it everywhere. He was doing it underneath. He was doing it across the middle. He did it over the top.
Yeah, rookie out of USC here. He's really just already made a name for himself.
Catching with his hands and just being a big-bodied receiver.
Yeah.
But he doesn't run routes like a big-body receiver.
No,
he
not at
runs
all.
them crisp and smooth, and he gets great separation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and Lamar has actually been targeting him a lot in camp, so that'll be something cool to watch. And he should be a great addition to the offense along with Zay Flowers.
Definitely. Yeah, they just paid Zay Flowers $1 billion, so we'll see how that duo comes out at the end of the season. And we have a second wide receiver I'm going to mention. Cowboys' Camden Brown had one heck of a debut. He finished with 6 catches for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. He had the one-handed fade ball too. That was beautiful.
And
as a Cowboys fan, that's got to make you feel good.
Before halftime, they threw the 50-yard bomb, and he went up and just got it. Like, this is a really stacked Cowboys wide receiver room, and he looks like he wants to contribute and get on the field some this year.
Absolutely.
Like, obviously you got your 1 and 2 and Pickens and CD.
Yeah.
And then you have a very solid number 3 receiver in Ryan Flanoy.
Yeah.
But this kid really wants to get on the field, so he can definitely. I think he can slide into a wide receiver 4 slot, and maybe if one of the guys goes down for a week, because injuries are just a natural part of the game. I think he can definitely see some serious playing time this year.
That's one of the things I love about the preseason too. You got guys out there fighting for a job. I love it. This guy went out there, put on just a performance just so he can get a chance to play. I love it. I'm excited to see what he does this season.
And now
we'll move on to our second burn notice. Losers
Burnt.
of the week.
Yeah,
Burnt notice. Let's
Kind
go.
of the opposite,
Yeah.
the inverse of
Yeah.
the last segment.
So we only have one for this week because not a lot to talk about preseason. There's not any expectations going on. But Giants quarterback Jackson Dart got absolutely
He
lit
got.
up.
I mean, his line must not be liking him right
That
now.
surely I hadn't done enough research on that O line, but there's no way that's the starters. If that's the starters, he's in trouble.
But that was one of the things about this Giants line. We knew their line was going to be a little weak.
Yeah.
So that's just something. You have three. I mean, they just signed a running back that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
But you got three running backs in the room now.
Yeah.
And you got a young quarterback and a young good receiver in Malik Neighbors.
Right.
But if you can't keep any of them upright, it does not matter.
It doesn't matter at all. And I mean, he just got absolutely smacked.
that whenever the edge came off from the right side
Yeah.
and the running back, I think it was Tracy, just missed his chip block. Jackson Dart, I didn't think he was going to get up from that one.
Yeah, if you're part of the Giants organization right now, you should be a little worried because I mean, you take too many hits like that, you're done. And there's no more of you. So that kind of worries me a little bit for him, and we'll get into that whenever we talk about our fantasy teams. But now we'll move on to some of the NFL news this week, starting in the AFC East. I'll let you take this one.
So the Patriots currently have a running back battle between Trevion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, but they are expected to share the load 50-50 at least at the start of the season.
I like that. I
do too. I think it's a little bit of that
kind of how we saw with the Lions.
Yeah, that arrangement that teams did in the past with the Sonic and Knuckles type of approach where you just beat him down with the bigger guy, which is obviously Ramondre.
Right.
But then you
Boomer Sooner.
Oh. But then you get Henderson, who's just lightning quick, and you use him on the edge. But you can't forget about Stevenson's ability to catch the football. He has been really good running routes, and he has great hands for a running back. So that's something that Patriots fans can look forward to, and I think they put together a really good squad. Speaking of one of their new additions, A.J. Brown.
Yeah. A.J. Brown told the media he's trying to keep positive following joint practice with the Eagles. Said he hasn't spoken to Jalen Hurts. That stings.
There's that narrative going around of the sour relationship with AJ and the Eagles, and that doesn't help it.
Not at all.
And that's not. I don't know. There was a mic'd up clip that's being taken out of context now, but it kind of looks like he mouthed that he does not mess with that guy.
Yeah.
And he told Drake May that, and Drake May did not have a good reaction to hearing that.
Yeah, especially being your quarterback, you don't want to hear that you don't like your old quarterback.
Yeah, that doesn't make you like.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you get a job, you don't want to show up and tell your current boss.
You hated working for this last guy.
Yeah,
that's terrible. I mean, I'd be worried if I'm a Patriots fan at that position, but I don't know.
I mean, we all know he's an all-pro receiver and he has the gifts, but we've seen a lot of receivers go into a bad place because they can't control their attitude.
Antonio Brown being the biggest one for sure there, and I don't think he's quite on that level, but I mean he's been a diva his whole career.
But there's a chance of development, and that's what you want to stay clear of.
Absolutely.
So it sucks when you see the same story happen over and over again, and history doesn't change.
Yeah.
Moving on, still with the Patriots, former defensive tackle of the Eagles and now Patriots, Milton Williams kicked off the joint practice by giving the Eagles their bird. Right off the bat, he gave them.
Yep, sending them the finger.
Yeah,
oh, goodness.
Oh, gosh. Once again, the city of brotherly love continues to push and shove with their guys.
Gotta love it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what their schedule looks like this year, but if they meet up, it's gonna be
there's gonna be some problems. I'm surprised there weren't some brawls.
Possible Super Bowl matchup. And I'm not gonna go ahead and point out my Super Bowl prediction
again. But, I mean,
yeah,
both teams know how to put together good rosters. They have the past couple of years.
Yeah,
it really shouldn't be a shock to anyone if they end up competing for a chip together.
No doubt. We'll move on to the Jets, sticking in the West here. Breece Hall out for 2 to 3 weeks with a groin injury. Should be good for the season opener, I would imagine. So, I mean, I hate that he's missing these weeks because, I mean, after last season.
But we're seeing a lot of running backs and players just missing time right now with tightness and with some, just little kinks that you hoped you got out early in training camp. Not now when the season's about to start.
They must be hanging out in Texas with all this heat, getting all tight and stuff. That's a killer. Yeah, but
it's some dehydration.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, we've seen so many running backs already this season just miss time, and I don't think it's gonna be an issue, but it's definitely weird that I don't know. It's so
If it
have it
was
so
my
consistently.
team, I would not feel comfortable with
Mhm.
my guys saying that they should be ready by their season opener.
Yeah, should
I want
be.
it to be
Yeah.
a guaranteed fact that they're going to go out there
Hmm.
and be ready to
Absolutely.
play. So it doesn't make me feel very good, but thank goodness I'm not a Jets fan.
No kidding.
Moving on to the AFC North, Steelers wide receivers Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr. are expected to play Week 1 against the Falcons
Hmm.
after sitting out some practices with some injuries. Metcalf's injury was undisclosed,
Hmm.
and Michael Pittman's was dealing with some hamstring
Hamstring. Hmm.
issues. So
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think both of them being on the same team's gonna be good. I think they're a sleeper to be one of those like really good wide receiver duos this year.
now I did hear a stat from for the Steelers that
Hmm.
I don't particularly like. So right now, Aaron Rodgers is bottom 10 in the league
Ooh.
in passes downfield. The explosive plays are not there for the Steelers. He
Ooh,
is not
yeah.
pushing the ball downfield.
And for two guys like that are like DK Metcalf's been a deep threat his whole career, and Michael Pittman Jr. can be the same if he needs to be. That's worrisome,
And it's just
especially
so uncharacteristic
mm,
for a guy like A-Rod to
well
not push the ball downfield.
when you're 62 years old though. It gets really hard to throw the football that far. Oh yeah, I don't like that for them, but I don't know. Maybe that narrative can switch like that if he starts throwing downfield. And obviously, we've seen him in his career and how he's been able to do that. So,
And he's still a confident quarterback,
mhm,
so I really, I don't know.
yeah,
They need to start pushing the ball down the field so they can open up run lanes and underneath stuff
yeah,
because
these two,
safeties crashing the box
mhm,
just causes problems for the offense.
absolutely, yeah. I think those two guys can really take a step up this year. Now moving to the AFC South with the Texans, wide receiver Jaden Higgins tore his ACL during joint practice. He's out for the whole year.
That's tough.
A young guy that I was really excited about coming into this season, gonna be missing the whole thing.
He had a solid rookie campaign as a number 3.
Hmm.
He had 41 catches, 500 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a baller.
I mean, so to not get to play your sophomore season, it
Mhm.
sucks. But we've seen guys before like AB and Julio who
Yeah.
had really good first year and second year,
Mhm.
and then missed their third year
Yeah,
flat out with injury, and then come back and have great 6-year stints.
no
So
doubt.
I mean, he definitely can come back.
I just hate to see him
ACL,
go so early,
yeah.
especially with like, how he performed last year, and I don't know, very high expectations for him and that offense in general. So definitely hate to see him go, but yeah. Moving on to the Colts, wide receiver Keenan Allen signs a 1-year extension or 1-year deal worth $8 million. That's probably what they need right now. I mean,
I mean, he's got good hands, 6-time
mhm,
Pro Bowler. They need a little, a little
yeah,
consistency in the wide receiver room with Alec Pierce
mhm,
being injured.
yeah,
Uh, he's kind of on a day-to-day scale. We don't know exactly where he's going
mhm.
to be at come the opener. So,
I do think the Colts are trending downward going into this season. I think they have the pieces, but I don't think they're all in order
and
yet.
you're coming off a good Danny Dimes
Mhm.
campaign whenever he could
Yeah.
play, but I mean,
Mhm.
we've seen guys like Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
come off, the same
Mhm.
injury, and it's just like they don't come back the same guy.
Yeah.
Maybe not the same guy till week 8, and
Mhm.
you can't afford to drop games like that
Right.
not playing your best.
And I think there's definitely something to look forward to there in Tyler Warren and Jonathan Taylor. They have an offense that can get stuff done.
You got Josh Downs as your 2. Like,
Mhm.
there's still stuff to watch
No
for
doubt.
there.
Yeah.
But I think that they're gonna have a rough first half of the
Mhm.
season before they get the pieces set. Maybe looking at a wild card push, possibly. I don't
Possibly.
think that they're gonna have the dominance that we came to
Mhm.
saw last year, and I don't know if Jonathan Taylor puts up the same numbers
That he
he did
has
last
in the
year.
past even. Yeah. I'm I think they have a decently high ceiling but a very low floor. They could very well be one of the worst teams in the league, but obviously with all those stars on offense, they have the pieces in order to make it happen, but yeah, we'll definitely see about them. Moving on to oh yeah, speaking of Tyler Warren, had a groin tightness in practice on Wednesday. Oh, that's
Seeing a
worrisome.
lot of that, a
Yeah.
lot of that. It might be
Hmm.
dehydration and lack of stretching, maybe.
Yeah.
There might not be much there, or it could be really bad. So,
Yeah, it's hard to tell, especially when you have a guy like Tyler Warren who your offense is going to rally around. I mean,
he's just a
don't
dynamic
mhm.
playmaker at the tight end position.
Yeah,
So,
you don't love to see that this especially right now going into a pretty important season for these guys. Yeah, I hate to see that. Moving on to the AFC West, I'll let you take this one.
Chargers, former Cowboys
Mhm.
center, now Chargers center, Tyler Biadasz is out indefinitely after injuring his right knee, including ACL and other ligaments during joint practices.
I mean, how many injuries are we going to see in joint practices?
It's terrible. I think you have to scale down
Contact.
the contact a
Hmm.
little bit, the violence that go on in joint practices.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's hard to market and sell your product
Hmm.
when it's getting hurt in the off season before
Absolutely.
fans can even watch
Hmm.
it. And it sucks when you go into the year already banged up.
Yeah.
S-
I'm kind of split on a joint practice. I know you're kind of against them. I think it's good just for them to be able to see another team and not be playing against their own guys all the time.
I think they should play it more as in, shirts and
Shirts,
t-shirts.
yeah,
Or
okay, yeah, shirt and shorts, yeah, that could be probably a little safer, but man, at the end of the day, it is football. You're gonna have to get hit.
it's a
You're
violent
you're gonna
sport.
get hurt. It's part of it.
So, and the
Uh,
trenches are no different. That is
mhm,
probably one of the most violent places,
mhm.
in football without a doubt. So,
But yeah, but obviously you want to keep your guys healthy. You don't want them hurt at this point in the season. But moving on to the NFC East, big news in the Cowboys world. Von Miller signs a 1-year, $7.5 million deal.
and dude, a decade ago, I would be cheesing
Oh
right now.
man, that'd be the biggest news ever. But I don't know, a guy
He's
who's
37 years old right
mm,
now. He did come off a campaign of 9.5 sacks, though, so he can still get it done, and you could probably still count on him to
mm,
get a sack in a big moment.
I
He's
agree.
still reliable.
Mm. He's kind of in that same vein as Aaron Donald right now, who's like an older guy who's wanting to come back and make stuff happen. I think Von Miller can do it. Do I
I mean,
think?
he's an 8-time Pro Bowler for
Mhm.
a reason,
Yeah.
or a Super Bowl MVP,
Mhm.
Defensive Player of the Year. This guy's been very good.
Absolutely.
So it's just a matter to see if he has
Mhm.
anything left in the tank or how much he has. But he's going into a room, a defensive line room with a bunch of young
Mhm.
guys.
Quinn Williams,
And
all those.
so,
Yeah.
like we've said multiple times, getting a veteran presence with guys like Malachi Lawrence, Donovan Izaraku,
Mhm.
Sam Williams.
Yeah.
If you can get him in there, I mean, listen, you come into the league as an edge rusher
Mhm.
because you're stupid fast.
Yeah.
You stay in the league as an edge rusher because you get a little bit
Mhm.
of, some swag.
Yeah.
You learn some technique, and so
Mhm. And Von Miller is the epitome of swag and technique. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
if he can get a couple, sacks and tackles for loss and attribute to the
Mhm.
defense while coaching up the younger players,
Absolutely.
this could be a
Yeah.
Cowboys defense to watch.
I
I
agree.
think this was a good move for Jerry. I mean, he's 5.5 mil up to 7.5 mil.
Yeah.
Basically pocket change for a
Paying
veteran
him
like
nothing.
this.
Yeah.
So I like the move. And in other news, they're also reportedly not done adding to the team with veteran
Mhm.
cornerback Adoree Jackson, the former Titan and Giant,
Mhm.
is in free agent talks with them.
Yeah. I like that. I think that it's good that they're finally making moves in the off season. I
A
mean, you
little
know
bit
how they are.
2 months too late,
Yeah.
but
But
Jerry does like to make a splash, and he
mhm.
loves when the headline's only about him.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah. So I think it's good, especially at the cornerback position, especially a veteran like Adoree Jackson, just to be able to be in there with Caleb Downs and all the young guys they got, teach them up a little bit, like you said with Von Miller. I think that's cool that they're bringing those guys in. Hopefully, it'll pay off. They'll learn a thing or two. So
and the last Cowboys news we got is the Saints Cowboys joint practice results in a brawl.
yeah, I love it.
I mean, tensions are heating up. Players are trying to make their spot, and
One of the guys in the Saints side from the brawl was Brock Reichsteiner, son of Scott Steiner, WWE Hall of Famer. So I think as a wrestling fan, that really got me going. He hit him with a body slam. I was like, dude,
yeah,
let's go. Got me hyped
right
up.
on midfield.
Yeah, it was beautiful. So that was cool to see. Obviously the head coach was not a fan of
Yeah,
that.
Brian Schottenheimer
Hmm.
came out and said that he was against it. He didn't think it was a
Yep.
very good look, but at least your team's passionate.
Yeah, I mean you're out there wanting to win. I mean that's how football is. Obviously they shouldn't be wrestling each other, but
Some more NFC East news for
Mhm.
the Giants. They signed running back Najee Harris. So now you have a running back room with
scat.
Tyrone Tracy, Cameron Skatteboo, and Najee Harris.
What a weird list.
I think if you can rotate those three guys
Uh-huh.
healthy, I think Najee got signed to a room as, your ground guy.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get a large workload early to try and keep
Just-
Tracy and Skatteboo healthy
Yeah.
because a full year of Skatteboo football is what us fans deserve.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Skadbu obviously is the power back here, and Najee's going to be getting those big yardage plays, which kind of worries me because he's taken a step off as far as speed goes, especially since his rookie campaign where he was just dominant. So,
I mean, it's crazy to watch the transformation from him and the Steelers and then now
mhm.
and what he was like at Bama. I mean, this guy really had the world at his fingertips.
And it really goes to show how much just like losing your confidence can really just throw you for a loop. I mean, he was really just the star on that Steelers team, and they took that away from him. He's just kind of falling down the hill from there. So hopefully this year he can, make his
And
way back
listen, if
up.
he can average about 4 yards a carry, he's doing what he needs for that
Hmm.
Giants offense.
Hmm.
But in relation to that, they had to free up a spot for Najee Harris, which resulted in veteran wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster getting cut, which sucks. I
It
mean,
does.
this might be his last
A
chance
guy
in the
we,
league. I mean,
we grew up watching a
yeah, he
little
was a
bit.
rookie in 2019, had a breakout
Hmm.
year there, played some really good football, had some issues on and off the field,
Yeah.
just little things. I think he's a good character guy, but obviously his speeds came down a little bit, and
He's not
he's
not
not
what
the
he used to
same
be.
player.
Mm-mm.
So, but it sucks because you just remembered the old player.
Yeah.
But
Remember that young Juju
so
doing little TikTok
yeah,
dances on the
seven
logo.
7 years in the league, respectable from
Hmm.
anyone.
For sure.
Maybe he can find a veteran role. There's a lot of teams looking now
Team's
with all
looking
the
for that guy.
injuries. I
Hmm.
mean, with Keenan Allen going to the Colts,
Yeah.
and so it really is just
What kind of is crazy to me is that they're keeping OBJ, from what I can tell at least. Like they're keeping him on the sideline and getting rid of Juju. Like the fact that OBJ is outperforming Juju right now it's exciting.
5 years older too.
Yeah.
5 more years of
Uh-huh.
experience. And moving on to the NFC North, we got some sad Vikings news. Jamal Adams out for the season
Yeah.
with a groin tear, I believe
Mhm.
it is. It was rough. He went down in MetLife Stadium.
Where everybody else goes.
Yeah, it just sucks to see a guy like this go down. I mean, he transitioned last year from a strong safety to a linebacker.
Yep.
He put some weight on. He was still pretty agile, and he had a solid year for the Raiders. He was a good piece, but he was getting a little older.
Yeah.
And his coverage skills have never been good.
Mm.
And so it sucks because it almost feels like that was the last chance.
It's kind of hard to, like you said, to see him try to kind of rejuvenate his career and like just immediately getting shut down
And this was
with
a
an
signing
injury.
that I was excited about. I was
Mhm.
excited. This is a Vikings team that has a lot to prove.
Mhm.
They don't really have very high expectations, but I think they could blow the roof off. I mean, because I
Hope so.
believe in their head coach. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's just a bad beat.
Mhm.
It's a bad beat.
Yeah, moving on to the NFC South, the Saints rookie wide receiver Jordan Tyson is to miss 2 months with a hamstring injury. Oh, that's bad news.
Yeah, I mean, I loved him coming out of ASU.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean,
Oh yeah.
he was a good deep threat. I mean, in the playoff game against Texas a couple
Mhm.
years ago, he just diced our defense.
Oh yeah.
So
And especially for a team like that that's already struggling, for them to get a good rookie and like somebody who can actually
and somebody that can actually complement
Mhm.
the likes of Chris Olave.
Yeah.
And so to lose him and put more stress on their quarterback, a young sophomore quarterback,
Mhm.
it's a bad beat. But
Yeah.
they are hosting two veteran receivers.
Mhm.
Here's a name I haven't read in a minute.
Chase Claypool.
Chase Claypool.
I remember
Holy
picking him up off waivers in like 6 years ago.
the former standout
Mhm.
Steeler
Mhm.
and as well as the former Ram Josh Reynolds
Yeah.
try out for the team. So
Interesting, to
That-
say the
that's-
least.
two big-bodied guys. I know Chase Claypool has off the field issues. Never heard anything about Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, I don't
But-
know too
so
much
I
about
really don't know a lot about either of them. I know Claypool bounced around from the
him.
Bears
It
to
hasn't
the
hasn't played in a long
Dolphins, and
time.
he's been a locker room cancer,
Mhm.
both of them. So if I had to guess if one of them made the team, I'd probably say Josh Reynolds. But
Yeah.
the door is also open to Juju now.
This would be a good spot for him too, I feel like. Just fitting in, especially when you're trying to replace Jordan Tyson for 2 months. Especially a guy like that, kind of similar build, similar play style. Obviously a little older, more experience. I think that'd be a perfect fit for him right now, at
I
least.
think he would probably be a better receiver than these two they're trying out right now. I don't know if
I'd
a
have to
better
agree.
fit, but
Mhm.
in other news, running back Alvin Kamara is out at least a month following a sprained MCL.
Ah, it's hard.
I think
He's towards
his
the end.
position, his spot on the team's getting a little rougher.
Mhm.
Like I think his
Yeah.
vision's becoming more tonal,
Mhm.
and so with the addition of Travis Etienne to the running back room, I feel like it's only a matter of time now. I feel like the countdown started for
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara to say his goodbyes and move out.
I would agree with you. I mean, he's been dominant since he was drafted, so
And he's really been a bright spot, the only bright spot
Mhm.
for this Saints team since 2019.
since Michael Thomas, since
Yeah,
Drew Brees was still
so-
playing, so
But there's so many great moments in his career, like
the Christmas game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the red and
Was it 6 touchdowns or something?
Yeah, red and green cleats. I mean, everybody remembers those moments, and
That's a good week for
it's
fantasy
just his
football.
playing style is just so unique,
Hmm.
and so
Yeah, he'll be missed, especially for this team and just as a football fan. I mean, a guy we grew up watching. It's gonna be hard to see him go for sure, but I think his time's due. Moving on to my Buccaneers, they're extending Vita Vea for a year for $30 million. I mean, he said he wanted out, let him out. I don't get
you
it.
can't win with a guy like that.
Uh-uh. And I
But
think obviously he's been one of the most dominant at his position for years, but when you tell your team you don't want to play for him,
you can definitely trade him
mm,
for an All-Pro or maybe a
absolutely,
couple Pro Bowl players,
even a good
probably
draft pick.
2 to
Yeah,
3 first-round picks.
yeah.
I mean, he's just been that good. He's been one of the best
Mhm.
run-stopping D tackles in the league who occasionally gets after the quarterback too.
Yeah,
So
I don't quite understand this, but I mean, I'm glad he's back. He's been a great player for forever, so it's gonna be
you
good.
got to see the impact he makes. I mean,
There just is like a weird feeling about the Buccaneers right now that everything's just falling apart, and it really worries me. But I don't know. We'll see how this season goes for them.
in the last news in the NFC South, the Falcons signed edge rusher Zadarius Smith, who comes out of retirement. The three-time Pro Bowler is entering his
Mhm.
12th season.
Yeah,
Former Packer.
I like this. I think that's a good pickup for them. Like,
Especially with the issues that they've had
mhm,
at edge and the uncertainty of James Pierce Jr.
yeah,
after his antics the last offseason.
mhm.
So, but as we say, a veteran in the locker room is not a bad idea.
No, never. I mean, having a guy like that who knows and being on that Packers team that didn't win a Super Bowl, but he was
Very good for a long
very
time, and he was a
in
signature
a winning
piece
team.
on that defense.
Yeah,
So,
that'll be cool to see for him and that team for sure. Moving on to the Rams in the NFC West, Aaron Donald listed as working out on Sunday.
is he ever? Are we gonna get a an announcement that he's joined the team yet, or is he gonna be
Are
working
they going to
out
sign
the
him, or is
whole
he just
year?
going to be practicing?
They're just gonna give him number 73, and he's not gonna have a name on his back, and we're gonna be like, "Who is this guy?" And he's gonna go right through your double
Yeah.
team, and John Doe's gonna get a strip
Yeah,
sack.
I'm ready to see him play actual football. Like, all your practice clips are great. It's good to see you back moving again, Aaron, but
Let's see how
let's
it goes against these young bucks.
see when you run somebody over. Like,
Yeah.
let's make it happen. I think I'm excited to see what they do with him. Obviously, nothing as of right now, and he's running out of time if he's going to make a deal happen. Really hope he does, because I want to see him back. Do I want to see the Rams team be successful? No. It feels like the Dodgers right now. I mean, everybody's going to LA. But yeah, definitely exciting to see what he does. We'll move on to the 49ers. Mike Evans leaves joint practice with a tightness issue. Who isn't leaving practice with
Yeah.
a tightness issue right now?
Dude, I got called out of work with the tightness
Yeah,
issue.
no kidding, dude. Oh, and Kyle Shanahan said he's not worried about it. I probably wouldn't be either. I mean, all these guys have tightness. I don't think they're gonna miss any time.
But it doesn't, as as we said earlier, and if I was a Niners fan, I would not feel good with multiple players not
Not practicing.
practicing and
Mhm.
saying that they're going to be ready for week one. I feel like you're supposed to knock your rust off now.
Yeah.
Not practicing is not going to help you any.
For sure. And Christian McCaffrey is able to practice, but he's being held out right now. So it's kind of in that same boat, like you're just talking about. Like,
You don't want him to get hurt in these joint practices that all these injuries are
but also,
happening
you
in.
want them to be up to speed when the season starts
Yeah,
and not be,
so it's like-
especially for Mike Evans, who's
It's just
getting old and
it's-
slow.
The 49ers seem like a cursed team right now.
Yeah.
With the wide receiver troubles, the
Mhm.
defensive fall apart,
Yeah.
and just injuries. So
Hmm. Yeah, not a lot good going on in San Fran right now, but
and some interesting moves in Seattle.
oh yeah, they signed cornerback Trayvon Diggs, Cowboys legend, to a 1-year deal, and they also signed Terrion Arnold to a 1-year deal.
But the interesting thing about Arnold
Uh-huh.
is, we talked about the court cases and the charges against him.
Mhm.
So he's currently on the exempt list by the commissioner, and he will stay there following
I
court.
guess so. These guys both dominant or somewhat dominant cornerbacks for several years. Obviously, they both had in the last 2 or 3 they've had some problems, but I guess are they signing Trayvon Diggs to hold that place until Terrion Arnold's able to
How it
play?
feels, doesn't it?
That's definitely what it looks like.
And he did not end on a good note with the Packers
No.
or the Cowboys last year. But, a healthy Trevon Diggs is still an all-pro
Mhm.
cornerback. So it's
And what he-
like,
I mean, obviously you can call that season with the Cowboys a fluke, but he had 11 interceptions,
and
I
he
want
got
to say.
better the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So, and he's he's a head-hunting quarterback who loves to play hard.
Yeah.
And that was one of the free agents we've mentioned who was on the lookout to get signed. So
Yeah. I mean, I think he can still do it. Obviously, he's getting towards that point in his career where a cornerback kind of slows down, like we've seen time and time again.
There's nothing shorter than a prime of a cornerback.
No kidding. And Terran Arnold, I don't see why they're holding out for him.
I just don't see how he's going to fight these charges. I mean, the
Wh-
dude thought he was Batman.
Yeah, yeah, what the heck? Even with that, like I feel like why even wait? He's not. Terran Arnold's good, but he's not like
This is not prime Richard Sherman. This
you're
is
not waiting on
not-
Patrick Peterson.
Yeah.
You're getting Terran Arnold,
You're
who's like,
getting Terry Arnold, who's a
who's-
cornerback 2 on his best day.
yeah.
So,
I don't, excuse me, quite understand this from the Seahawks, but I mean, obviously, they probably know a little more about football than I do, so I'm gonna let it
I
slide.
mean,
but
they are the Super Bowl.
they are the Super
reigning
Bowl
Super Bowl
champs, so
champions, so.
I'll let it slide this time around. Moving on to the Cardinals, rookie running back Jeremiah Love has a high ankle sprain. He's not unlikely to play in the preseason. They're hopeful for an opening day start. Oh, that's bad news.
This is a guy that was banged up in college, and this was one of the things that I talked about.
Mhm.
And so to see him get banged up
Already.
is
What-
worrying because you know that he's going to go through a heavy workload
Mhm.
come this season with the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's definitely something to be worried about. Just, I mean, he's their only piece on that team right now, other than Trey McBride. But how much are you going to get out of just a tight end? It's hard to see for sure, but I don't know. Maybe he'll be quick and easy return to
Yeah,
football.
maybe we're blowing it out of proportion, and it's really not that big.
But
of a
I mean,
deal.
with how injury prone he was in college, that's
Kind of worrisome
that's
and
rough.
running backs. But
Yeah.
anyways, we'll move on to this next segment,
Mhm.
a new segment,
Mhm.
the fantasy segment.
The fantasy segment. Let's do it. We're just gonna talk about our team. We drafted our team this past week. We're gonna go over our team, and throughout the season, we'll talk about how we do. Just how our teams perform, win, lose, all the stuff. We'll start with just telling you our teams, what they look like. I'll let you start.
So
You're gonna go position by position.
yeah, we can.
Yeah, that works. I'll pull mine up real fast. All right, I'll let you start.
All right. So I had the 9 spot
Mm.
being the runner-up.
Yep.
So I get the turnaround.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround.
Mhm.
It's nice. It's one of the I'd say better places to draft at.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Definitely beats the middle of the pack, I think. The problem is
You're telling me.
you get the problem is you have a long time before you draft again. So when I came in, my draft strategy coming in was take my 2 running backs off the board first.
Yeah.
Anytime, there's been years where I took wide receivers 1 and 2.
Yeah.
For my first 2 picks, and I ended up in a dog cage. So from now
remember.
on, I take running backs, at least
Mhm.
one. A good rule of thumb is to always take the best player available.
Yeah.
But I think it's almost worth it to go ahead and secure your running backs.
Yeah. Know your guys going into it, who you think, like, obviously, I'll get to my guys in a second, but there's guys who I was like, I think he's going to do better than this guy. I thought, like, if you have the 1-1, I think you take Bijan over Jahmyr Gibbs. People
Yeah.
will disagree with me,
I
but
agree. I think he's the best running back in the game.
I think so too. But, like, sometimes taking the number 1 isn't the best deal, but,
And sometimes you don't know.
yeah.
I mean,
And
there's been
obviously-
times where the number 1 was CMC
Yeah.
and he was out for the whole year.
Yeah, and I don't know, Sam Darnold might win the MVP. Like,
Yeah,
you
so
never know.
You never know.
Something might happen, so, yeah, I'll let you start with your
But
quarterback.
anyways, so at the 9
Mhm.
pick, my first 2 guys
Yeah.
that I took off the board were running backs Devon Achane and James Cook. James Cook being the reigning rushing leader.
Yeah.
Don't like that. They don't have a great history in fantasy.
Mm-mm.
But like I said, whenever you're drafting a team, you got to take the best guy available, and he was the best guy available at pick 12.
Yeah, and I think that's an elite backfield right there. We'll get to your quarterback in a second, who will add to that, but that's really strong from your running back position. I mean, much better than mine. I'll tell you
So
that
then
much.
following that,
Uh-huh.
my wide receivers 1 and 2, I regrouped some former teammates. I picked up A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith as my 1 and 2. I think both of them can be number 1s this year. Both of them
I
have
think-
the talent to be number 1s.
I think Devontae Smith has been sitting behind for too long. It's really his turn to step it up
And he's
make
been
it happen.
quiet. He hadn't caused any problems, but he wants it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is a guy we watched dominate the SEC.
Heisman winner.
So
Yeah.
following that, my tight end I picked up was the Cleveland tight end, Harold Fannin Jr. I ranked 3rd.
Yeah.
I think he'll be solid.
He'll be good.
Shador's a gunslinger, so
Mhm.
and then Deshaun. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we'll see how it goes. What I really like is the flex I picked up,
Mhm.
Jalen Waddle.
I like that a lot.
Came over from the Dolphins to the Broncos. The Broncos really needed a guy over the middle that wasn't slow.
Yeah.
So I think it'll
It's a good
complement Bo
pickup.
Nix's style a
Mhm.
lot. And the gun or the team or the guy to run him on
Mhm.
my squad. I don't know how I feel about this pick. I've hated on him in the past.
Mhm.
I kind of picked him as a prove it player to me
Yeah.
because I might hate him for the rest of my life if he doesn't do good. Lamar Jackson.
Love it. I think that's a great pick. I mean, he's two-time MVP. He knows how to play football. He's gonna do his job. He's gonna make it happen. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about him being taking a step down or whatever.
But he is coming off two MVP
He's
campaigns,
been
like
great. He's never,
runner up
yeah,
and finalist.
he's never
So
been bad in this league. So he's
no,
definitely he's a reliable
he
guy.
only played a few games last
Mhm.
year. I think he'll play more this year, and he's still going to be good.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. You want to talk about your defense and kicker too, or do we even want to?
I think we can spare the viewers that.
Yeah, they don't want to listen to that. We'll move on to my team. So my first running back that I took, I went the same strategy. I took a running back. So what I did, I went running back, receiver, running back,
What
receiver.
pick were you again?
I was the eighth overall pick, which in my opinion is the worst pick you can have. It's very just you don't get back-to-back picks like you, or close to back-to-back picks at least. You're waiting forever to pick, and you don't get anybody good. So my first pick, I did take Jonathan Taylor. We talked about him a minute ago. I don't.
He was very good for me last year.
It's
He
a
averaged about 30
yeah.
points. I mean, at one
It's such
point,
a risky
like
pick
week
though.
9, he was projected 31 points a
Yeah.
week, and he never got lower than that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think he'll perform the same. That's why I took him. I believe in him to do that. But
He's got a much harder workload
yeah,
now this year.
which
And the
could be
problems,
good or could be bad.
once Danny Dimes went down,
Mhm.
his production dropped about 5
Yeah.
points. Which, don't get me wrong,
Uh-huh.
20 to 25 points a week is
Perfect.
still very good.
That's all you can ask for.
But whenever you're a guy that was the number one for a long time,
Mhm.
I mean, the dominance of my team last year was not to be understated. I
don't know how to
had
talk about it.
every single guy on my team was top 5.
Yeah. Oh, they're
So-
so good. You finished second last year. I finished third. Let's hope I finish first this year and you finish last. So,
No, yeah, see how it is.
so my second running back I took was Cam Scatterbo.
I like it.
I think I like it too.
He was solid
very-
last year till he got hurt.
Yeah.
You can use him in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
He catches passes,
Yeah.
which is huge for a fantasy
PPR,
running back.
yeah.
This is why, Nick Chubb, as good as he was never the running back one because he didn't catch
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
passes. This is why
No doubt.
CMC
Mhm.
and other guys would always take that spot.
I really like that pick for me, I think, but injury does worry me. I think just the style of football he plays, obviously, it's been a concern going into last season, his rookie season. You knew it was bound to happen, and his ankle was pretty gnarly, but, praying for definitely him not to get hurt again this year. Moving on to my receivers, though, my second pick of the draft was Drake London. I don't love it. It was the best receiver available, and I wasn't going to stoop down low and grab, a wide receiver too, so.
We talked about him earlier and his issues, so
Yeah. I think it's a good pick, seeing as that quarterback situation, it's looking like it's going to be Michael Penix, and I think he has the ability to get the ball down the field to him. So hopefully, he'll perform.
And we know he's a very good receiver.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So it's just a matter of can you get the ball to him.
For sure.
But there's been a lot of receivers in history like
Mhm.
DeAndre Hopkins and
Yep.
going further back to the Raiders, Tim Brown.
Mm.
If you're a good receiver, you're gonna get the production. You're gonna get
Absolutely.
it done.
Yeah.
So
I think he'll get it done. I think they'll get him the ball. I think they'll also try to split reps with Kyle Pitts. So hopefully, we'll see a lot of him. And my second receiver I
I
picked
really
was
like this guy.
Teteroa McMillan. I'm really excited
Oh
about
my
this. I got a
God.
steal. I can't remember what pick I took him with. It was a later
Took him
round.
right before me.
Yeah, I had to pick right before you. Yeah, I was really excited about that pick. I think that's probably a guy who's gonna take a big jump this year. I mean, coming off a great rookie season. Was he? He wasn't rookie. He was rookie of the year, yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was rookie of the
He
year.
got it late.
Yeah,
turned it
that's
on.
right. Coming off
So-
rookie of the year. Really excited to see him. I think, on that offense, Bryce Young finally figuring out how to play football. I think that's gonna be really good. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And my tight end, which is my centerpiece of my team, really excited about Tyler Warren. I think he'll finish number 1 tight end in the league this year.
I had him last year.
Yeah.
He basically just stole my blueprint.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he was very
dominant.
good. He's very good after the catch. I
Mhm.
mean, we talked about him earlier in the segment.
Yeah.
Just a guy to watch.
Yeah.
And really is, he really is a playmaker.
Mhm.
So it's a very good spot for you.
For sure.
Especially on fantasy.
Yeah. And then I'll finish off with my flex position. Oh, I gotta get my quarterback after this, but my flex
Is there a
position.
player on your team you didn't steal from me?
Oh, I do. I was just feeling like it, dude. I knew you were behind me. I knew what you're thinking. I'm locked in, son.
Got that
Yeah.
hive mentality.
I took Luther Burden the third at my flex position.
God of Missouri.
Super excited about him. I think he's gonna.
He toasted my Cowboys
Yeah,
last year.
he did. He's gonna make it happen this year too. I'm really excited.
I think he takes a leap way above
Mhm.
Odunze.
Yeah, that is my concern about him though. Is he's sharing a lot of reps with Colston Loveland and Romo Dunze. I think Caleb Williams is gonna target him. I think seeing him last
And he's
year.
just so elusive
Mhm.
and electric, and he's a
Oh, he's got
playmaker.
speed,
So
too. Yeah, and the guy's gonna be rallying these troops. Big man Jackson Dart. I'm really excited about him. I think he turns on the burners this
one
year.
of the swaggiest quarterbacks
Oh
in
man,
the league.
he's so
If
sick.
not number one.
Yeah, I'm excited about him. He was the best quarterback available at the time. I I think he's gonna do good. If he starts to underperform, I have my goat Baker Mayfield on the bench who can take him over. But we'll see. I'm excited about that. Obviously, throughout the season we'll keep talking to you about these teams, tell you whether we win or lose. Obviously, I'm gonna be doing so much winning, it's gonna be unbearable. But yeah,
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
yeah.
One more draft strategy I'd like to get into
Uh-huh.
is the quarterback slide. If you
Mm.
don't know what I'm talking about, basically it's a phenomenon where once your team starts taking quarterbacks, it's really a matter of where you fall in line.
Yeah.
Because normally this happens around the fifth round or later. Number one guys like, for years Lamar
Yeah.
or Josh Allen, they might go in the third or fourth round. But when the quarterback slide happens, you don't want to be on the end of it.
No,
So,
not at all.
and this was a problem I kind of had this year. I think I took Lamar in the fifth round.
Mhm.
Whenever you don't want to technically be the guy that starts it,
Right.
I kind of tried this strategy because whenever I took Lamar, I was hoping that a bunch of guys would go and take quarterbacks behind me.
Yeah.
That way there'd be bench depth by the
Mhm.
time it got back to me. That's not what happened. And
Mhm.
I missed out on a lot of bench depth,
Yeah.
probably guys that you took from me.
Mhm.
So,
I really tried to emphasize my bench this year. Make sure I have guys to throw in there whenever, obviously, it hits the fan. So.
but yeah, so you don't want to be on the end of it, but
Mhm.
I'd say for the quarterback slide, the best place you can be is in the middle.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think there's so many quarterbacks in the league that are going to produce 20 plus points a week too that you can rely on. I think Bo Nix is one of the guys that I aimed for, didn't get him, but guys like him, Trevor Lawrence even.
And as it develops, you can kind of watch guys in the waiver wire,
Mhm.
which is another thing you need to keep in mind.
And yeah, and we're in a 10-person league, so like that's 10 quarterbacks, maybe 15 counting people's bench. And you look at the waiver wire, there's like I saw Kyler Murray's on there, tons of starters that are going to be productive. So definitely
It's just
excited
a
to
matter
see.
of when you need them.
I saw Justin Herbert was on there. That's somebody like
That's a one by the end
if
of
your
the
guy
year.
starts doing bad, you can totally grab that and make your team salvageable. So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely booster them. But another thing to keep in mind here is the waivers are low, especially for ours when you have 10 or 12 team leagues.
Yeah.
You're not going to have guys that are averaging more than 10 points or even as high or as low as 8 points.
Yeah.
So my strategy and suggestion would be to, especially because I'm kind of at the bottom or at the top of the waiver wire from my poor drafting position, sit on it.
Mm.
There's going to
Yeah.
be guys that develop through the first 4 to 6 weeks that are like very good players,
Yeah.
probably top 10 players
Mhm.
that people are like, how did we miss these guys? And it's just because they turn out to be studs. And so if you go early and gamble on a player that you don't know, you're risking losing somebody better.
And so pretty much what I did this week
Yeah.
was that exact thing. I had the third slot in our waiver wire. I took Jacoby Lane. I figured I'd pick him up. I dropped Jaden Higgins because of obvious reasons. I think that was, I don't know, a safe pick.
Probably solid pull.
I don't think
It does drop you to 10 though, and I don't think you're going to move up very quickly.
I'll move up very quickly, but I think my
Maybe
team,
week 2.
I think my team has enough depth right now that if I do need to sub somebody out, I have a guy to do it. Ramondre Stevenson's on my bench. Excited about him. I think he'll get a lot of. We talked about that 50-50 workload. Hopefully he'll get the brighter side of that 50. But yeah, I took Jacoby Lane. Just kind of a risky pick. I understand that, but I don't know. I think there's very high upside for him. I think he could be their wide receiver one come the end of the season. Will he be? Probably not. They're paying Zay Flowers too much to not be. So yeah, that's our fantasy teams, man.
Now we're going to get into a kind of we don't agree on this segment.
Oh,
So my opinion is, and this is a strategy I've kind of adopted these past few years. I like it when all my starters play at the same time. So when I'm drafting, I don't necessarily go out of my way, but if the bye weeks align, I kind of like it. I mean,
Ooh.
because you got to think between what, a 14-week
Hmm.
regular season, dropping one game and having your starters for the other 13. I like those odds. I don't like having to worry about constantly replacing somebody all year long, especially somebody that I may plug and play in there and get 7 points.
Oh, I think I'd have to disagree though. Because I mean, when you play like that, you have to kind of work around different guys that you would draft otherwise. That I don't know, you might miss out on a guy that you wouldn't get to play with. So I mean, you're kind of drafting kind of a risky way if you're trying to stack your guys at the same bye week. I try to win every game, so I don't want to have a week where I don't get to, win everything.
I don't have to worry about winning every game.
I
You
like
just got to win most of them.
that's very true, especially in fantasy.
And
But
so it's easier to win most of them
mhm,
if you have all your starters playing.
I think it's better, in my personal opinion at least, to spread them out, like have every guy have a different one, so you're only replacing one guy at a time. It's not like I don't know. I think that if anything heightens your odds for winning.
Well, let us know what you think in the
Yeah, let us
comments
know.
because let
Comment
us know
down
who's
below what you
right.
think.
It's me. Spoiler alert.
Wrong. Eh. Yeah, let us know what you guys think though. Definitely a fun debate to be had there. And with that, I think we will come to the end of this episode.
So, some things to look to
Hmm.
come for next episode will be our college football segment
Hmm.
covering all news of sports everywhere, and then
Hmm.
we'll focus on college football. Some very interesting things came out. The AP poll came out, so we're
Hmm.
going to give you breakdown and opinions on that.
All
All
American.
Americans came out, preseason All Americans, so we'll give you analysis on that and
Yep.
who shouldn't be there and who should. Maybe they're missing. And then we got some new helmets,
Hmm.
and maybe we'll get into some team breakdowns and some high school football rankings.
Let's do
More to
it, man.
come.
Heck yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give us a follow. Let us know what you thought of the episode, what you want to see in the future. And Jesus loves you, and y'all have a great rest of your week.
Peace out.